I realized while I was creating this video that I was so hyper focused on my SEO friendly introduction that I forgot who the video was actually for. I was trying to optimize this intro for the YouTube algorithm and I was failing to listen to my own advice that I give in this video. I need to create content for human beings, not an algorithm. I was just sounding clickbaity and not real. Now, of course, I'll still try to create content that the algorithm likes, but my focus will be to prioritize authenticity first and then optimization. The algorithm would not exist without an audience. It's a response to human beings watching content and trying to predict what they'll do next. The YouTube algorithm is sending your videos to clusters of people who it thinks would watch them. YouTube wants to keep people on the platform, so make good, authentic content. The short answer to getting the algorithm to like you is by creating thumbnails, titles, and videos that are going to catch viewers' attention and keep them watching. There are plenty of YouTube tools out there to help you determine if a thumbnail, title, or video script is going to be attractive to your viewers. I personally like one of 10 and vidIQ. Both offer amazing research data and tools for your YouTube channel, but there's plenty out there. Links are in the description if you want to check them out. If someone were to ask me, how do I beat the algorithm? I would gently push back on the question. You don't need to beat the algorithm, you just need to make something that's genuine that someone would watch. It may seem super obvious, but screening your videos with your own eyes is one of the easiest and simplest ways to make sure your content is clickable, watchable, and likable. It's very boring, but it works. You shouldn't really be concerning yourself with the length of the video or whether the content is trending or not. It is important to understand YouTube trends and other valuable information like it, but you need to remember that first and foremost, you are making content for people. If you struggle to watch your own videos, you might need to rethink your strategy, and again, this is where it's important to utilize those tools that I previously mentioned. It's not foolproof, but it's a great starting point. Viewers don't need a Mr. Beast level of video production. Looking back, I'm sure we've all cringed at previous content we've made, and that's totally okay. There's a difference between something being cringe versus poor quality. As you continue to improve in your video production, your videos will gain a greater level of professionalism that your viewers will enjoy. So don't let perfection get in the way of building your channel and brand. Choose progress instead. Simply improving by 10% each day, you'll be 3 times better in only 1 month. You are your greatest critic, so don't beat yourself up for content that didn't perform in the past. Iterate, improve, and push through. Nothing is a guarantee unless you actually give up. Then you've guaranteed something. That's your own failure. Success can sometimes be right around the corner. You just have to keep pushing until you gain momentum. Flip the switch in your brain to the growth mindset setting. Not only will it give you a glass half full mentality, but you'll also be able to understand how to help your audience more. Understanding your audience demographic is like the key to your content puzzle. Once unlocked, your content strategy will gain a ton more clarity. You'll better understand what problems your audience has and what they like and what they don't like. So how do we make sure that your content matches what your audience wants? Let's just start by defining one person. If you had one person in the room right now talking with you, what struggles do they currently have? What would you be asking them? And most importantly of all, how could you help them? If you can't answer these questions, you might need some clarification, or maybe you need to take a step back and do a little more research about your audience. If you aren't genuine about the content, people will spot that from a mile away. That's why I believe you should be passionate about what you're doing. I want you to make content because you enjoy it. People feel that passion and it resonates with them and helps build trust. There are plenty of creators, specifically influencers, who I do not like because I feel they're disingenuous and making content for the wrong reasons. Your passion should be what drives you to create. Without a passion for your channel and content, you'll be more likely to give up. It's also much harder to help your audience if you're feeling burnt out. Your audience needs and wants your human connection. What they don't need is more AI content that feels hollow and generic. AI has almost become a part of our daily lives. It's great for writing mass amounts of content, but it will never have one thing, your human touch. It's really cool to write 10 pages worth of content in 1 minute, but the content is generic, versed, and based off of what's already out there. It will never have personal experiences, genuine thoughts, and moral judgment. It spits out ideas that have already been spit out thousands of times before. No doubt, AI is a helpful tool, but don't let it get in the way of making authentic content. The second you start letting a computer dictate your thoughts and words, you'll be no different than all the AI slop videos that YouTube is actively trying to remove from their platform. Your personal experiences and genuine thoughts and feelings will gain greater traction in the YouTube algorithm than AI-generated content. I use AI to help me come up with new ideas for videos, but I always rewrite everything into my own words every single time. I hate the idea of spitting out scripted content that doesn't feel like it's coming from the heart. So how do I feel? Well, I think AI content can be useful, but ultimately I think it's just an empty shell. Plenty of AI channels are getting millions of views, and many of them are quite profitable because of the ad revenue and other revenue streams they've built into them. However, the human connection to their audience is practically zero. These channels get views, but little in regards to viewer engagement. So, if you wish to have a more personal connection with your audience, you have to be willing to sacrifice virality for simplicity. I would personally choose to have less views on my videos and more engagement than a semi-viral video. If I had to choose between 1 million views and 50,000 views, I'd probably choose the 50,000 because it would be more personal, authentic, and feel less like a dopamine hit for my audience. Now, don't get me wrong, 1 million views would be awesome. I don't really care whether I go viral or not, though. I don't want to be distracted by the shiny things because I'd lose out on so many meaningful conversations along the way. I want to build connections and gain loyal fans who enjoy me being myself. If I had a video that only helped one person, I would call it a success. In at least one way, you should be able to provide a solution to a problem, even if that problem is boredom. Whether you're in entertainment, finance, cooking, homesteading, or sports, you should be able to provide something to your audience. They should feel your passion through your words and actions. If you are creating just because you love it, then keep doing it. I'm all for people enjoying their hobbies. Your authenticity will be very apparent to your viewers even if you have nothing to offer to them other than your time. Plenty of people enjoy content creators because of who they are and not necessarily because of what they do. Don't lose sight of why you make videos. If you feel like you aren't on the right track, maybe take a step back and try to realign your personality with your channel. Because after all, your personality may be the very thing that people want to watch. When you and 50 other people are all saying the same thing, how can you stand out? I'd say it boils down to personality and just being original. You are unique, and your personality may be more enjoyable and relatable to your viewers than other creators. If other content creators say hockey is the best sport, maybe you just change it and say, how is hockey the best sport? Here's how, or something like that. Simply by framing something differently, you automatically stand out, and shedding additional light on the subject or offering different views can also be to your advantage. I personally like sticking out. Blending in is comfortable, it's easy, but there's no comfort in the growth zone and there's no growth in the comfort zone. Take some fun risks and try new things with your content. You might discover a new frontier for how to make content, and maybe even in some cases pick up additional audiences from similar niches. For me and my channel, I personally choose authenticity, simplicity, and genuine thought. I'm creating for an audience who I believe wants to listen. I love talking about growing YouTube channels, business, building additional income streams, personal finance, investing, and learning valuable skills like all the ones our parents or school never taught us. So if those things are of interest, please subscribe. It would really help me out. And if you found this video helpful, please smash the like button with your entire face. I'll see you next time. Peace.